Now, these new drugs that are available, Ozempic, Wegovy, and all these celebrities having them. Do you know what they are? They are weaponized gut hormones. They are gut hormones that go up after a meal. And so what they've done is the companies have taken GLP-1 in particular, is the one that is the base thing for all the classes of drugs we talked today, Ozempic and Wegovy. They put a little decoration on it to make sure that it takes longer to get chopped up in the blood. They stay around the blood for longer. They signal to the brain, they make you feel fuller. So, and there were other findings as well that went into this, but part of the reason that Ozempic, we now understand why Ozempic came to be, is because of trying to understand why bariatric surgery actually works. So anyway, back to discussion. So I think you need to, the most severe obesity still requires bariatric surgery. Then you're going to get someone like me who, yes, I could stand to lose probably 5 or 10, probably more than that. My wife will tell you.
But, come now. You look wonderful.
Now. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Yes.
But I could lose some weight. And no one is going to, replumb my guts or give me Ozempic. So for me, I would fit under the behavioral modification, be it diet, maybe I do need to exercise a bit more, whatever. Okay. But there is a huge chunk of human mass in between, okay, where from severe obesity to needing to lose more than a few kilos, where these class of drugs now actually work. So it's just tools. It's just a number of different tools to it. And from an individual basis, that's how you would tackle obesity. But these treat obesity. They don't prevent obesity. Every time I talk about these drugs, people are going, these drugs, they don't tackle the root cause of obesity. It's just the diet, which is the environment. And that's true. But these drugs are not designed to prevent obesity. They're designed to treat obesity. Prevention requires policy change. It requires government to change the food environment we actually live in so that we make healthier choices the easier choice.
The thing with Ozempic, right, and these sort of easy solutions, this is a very...
Why did you call it easy? See, so
because you just pop a pill in and then
So I think what you've got to think about with regards to something like Ozempic, because in effect you're only changing one hormone, GLP-1. Yes, it's a slightly modified version of the hormone that you're actually doing it, but you're only changing one hormone. So the lesson could be, this is an easy way to do it. Or actually, you could say that for a proportion of human beings, body weight, or at least obesity, is a hormonal problem.
So they're just having it fixed.
Yeah. And so if you increase, because you increase one hormone, and suddenly you feel fuller. Suddenly you're going, oh my God, I'm not thinking about food anymore. And actually the people who have taken this is what they say. They say that what has worked is that this noise in my ear going, eat me, eat me, eat me, like Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Okay. Disappears.
Yeah.
Because of one hormone. So
I see. So it gives them the same. It might be how I feel. They from that pill, they know how the rest of us feel. Still annoys me because I'm selfish, and I get annoyed at that people can now get hair transplants because my best thing.
Not that I know.
No, well, thank God. You've thank God you haven't done it, because it's one thing that I've got is that I've got. I'm not suggesting but I've got, as you can see, a lovely, luscious bit of hair.
I'm jealous. Jealousy. This is what you have in front of me.
Yeah, but you could go out, spend a few grand, and then you'd have hair just like mine. So where's my advantage? So I guess from a very selfish point of view, I'm going, God, people are going to be able to get their hair back. I wanted more people to be bald, no offense, and overweight, so I could have a bit better advantage. And now everybody's getting these pills and things, and we're all gonna. And now what do? I need extra things.
You need extra things. Well, the one thing that probably is you're right in the sense where I do understand where it comes from.
I'm joking a bit.
No. I completely understand.
I'm not that horrible.
I completely no, but you're not horrible. But I think that by enunciating it, actually, they're probably in our back of our mind. You're thinking, oh man, I had some advantage, and you take the pill. You're not doing it. Why can't you actually behave like me? So I guess I think we've got to turn it the other way. You've got to treat these drugs like any other drug. Like, for example, no one is feeling jealous because of high blood pressure medication, for example.
No.
Okay. And I know a lot of people on high blood pressure medication. And so you take it and suddenly your blood pressure is normal. And I think that we've got to, or if you've got a fever and you take paracetamol, or if you've got diabetes and take insulin. Okay. And so I think it's just a framing of it. It's this whole concept of body weight is just something which should be able to be chosen. And I think that's the issue. And I think if we shift societally, if we shift that, then I'd like to think we have an easier way of saying, look, it's not some, morally bereft human being. It's a hormonal deficiency. It's the fact that it doesn't go up as high when you eat or what have you. And so you like with any other deficiency that's there, if you tweak it and you can fix it, why won't you tweak it to fix it?
It does make sense. And so then the Ozempic stuff, obviously people are talking about it because we don't know about it because we're not doctors and things. We're a bit skeptical, and it's like all the celebrities are getting it, they're spending all the money on it. But is that a good thing? Is that a future where most people are having that?
So I think you will hopefully be unsurprised now that I have a nuanced answer to that. I do think it should only be on prescription for now, for a couple of different reasons. It is relatively safe. Safe, actually, very safe. There are side effects. So the side effects tend to be some people feel a bit pukey, nauseous. And that's because of the biology so the gut hormones make you feel fuller. That's true. But the other role of gut hormones in a person like us, okay, where if you have food poisoning, and we've had food poisoning before, and you go both directions, expulsion pretty quickly, and that is the result of a big spike of gut hormones. So if there's toxins and you need to expel it quickly, your gut hormones goes poof and makes you go both directions. So if you are slightly more, and there's some people that are more pukey than others, some people are more sensitive to these gut hormones than others, and so these are the people who are going to respond to these drugs by being a bit more pukey. But otherwise, actually, broadly speaking, is actually quite safe. The issue is it's only been trialed for 2 years. And so we do need to sort of understand the longer term effects of these drugs, undoubtedly. So first thing. So I think it should, until we know what all the side effects are. And side effects in a drug always happen. For example, paracetamol. We know, and all of us know, right? If you don't have more than 12 pills a day or whatever the number is, because it messes up your liver. We understand this. If I had a whole bottle I could kill myself with paracetamol if I chose. Okay.
Yep. That'll be in the trailer.
But I know you're gonna do it as well, aren't you? You are I could kill myself with
paracetamol if I chose.
You are still gonna do it.
Dr. Giles Yeo comes out with statements. Andrew has to intervene on the podcast. Don't do it. That's the next bit of the trailer.
But that's true, isn't it? But yet I can go to Boots and buy paracetamol. Okay?
Yes.
So I can't buy 2 tons of paracetamol. They'll call the police on me, but I can. So once we know that something like, and at the moment Ozempic is an injection as well.
Oh, right.
Okay, it's a once weekly injection, but it's an injection, which is obviously not paracetamol. Okay. But imagine if a decade from now, say, Ozempic is now a pill. Okay. And we know from a decade of research that actually it's safe. Why should it not be available at Boots in order for you to do it like the way at the moment we medicate our headaches? Now, it's miles and miles from now, it may never happen. Okay. All I'm saying is if you play the mental game and say, well, if we can get there, why is that going to be bad the way we take paracetamol at the moment or Brufen? I guess that there should be nothing wrong with that. We are a long way from there. We may never get there. I think the other problem with these drugs, and there's going to be always the good and bad sides, the pros and the cons, is that it can be abused, particularly by people with eating disorders, right? Because it will work. It doesn't only work for people with obesity. It's going to work for someone who's really skinny too, right? It'll just stop you eating even more. It make you even more skinny.
So it has to be prescription.
It has to be prescription. I think you do need a doctor to look at you and say, why the hell do you need it, right? Yeah. Now, there are going to be diabetics that are skinny, and that's fine, and you kind of understand that. But if some, skinny old person comes in and wants, why do you need it? I want to lose weight. You don't need to lose weight. No. So I do think for the moment that it does need to be on prescription. It shouldn't be made willy-nilly. The Wild West of the American drug system, for lack of a better term, does mean that people use it for a red carpet drug. I think people to take it to glamorous to actually fit the dress and the tux and the Oscar Grammy look. I don't think it should be that's the reason for it. I think it should be there to treat back to it a disease called obesity, which is carrying too much fat to actually influence your health.
There's also a problem that some of the celebrities, particularly after having babies or they've been very overweight and then suddenly lost that weight, a lot of them deny having taken Ozempic. And I think that sets unrealistic expectations for normal people.
So there are interesting things. There are a number of people who have denied it, celebrity type people, and I can almost understand why they do it because they want the image that needs to be projected. We can argue whether or not it's wrong or right to say that in order for me to maintain slim, I can do it on my own recourse. Hence, I'm better than everyone else. That's one way of looking at it. And that's the shame. Actually, what is true as well is that there are people who lose the weight, who needed to lose the weight, who because of the tenor of discussion around body weight, prefers to let people think that they've lost it naturally rather than actually taking a drug as well. And so therefore there is a danger of preventing the uptake for the people who really do need it, preventing the uptake of a drug that could really work for a lot of people. It's a complex thing. This is the problem. I think the moment you deal with something like this, where there's such, because I think there are very few things, drinking, I guess, there are very, very few things in life that have such cultural and societal significance. Eating, feeding. It's not simply it's not just having a poo. Right? It's infused with a zillion things, with culture, with morality, with celebration, with all number of different things. So I think when you take something that plays negative and positive facets in so much of our life, it equally becomes very complex when you start to discuss trying to change it.